While everyone was obsessed with Pete Hegseth's confirmation hearings back in January, this week, as Hegseth faces budget oversight hearings as the current defense secretary, the real threat is hiding in plain sight, and it's about to land on your front porch, your paycheck, and your property. It's not a politician. It's the only $4 trillion institution in America that can't survive a basic audit. And it's about to get even bigger, with fewer guardrails than ever. The media wants you focused on Pete Hegseth, his scandals, the accusations, the partisan mud fight. But as Congress gears up for marathon hearings on the Pentagon's $1 trillion budget, missing money, and mass layoffs, nobody's asking, how did this place get so broken? And why does every new reform make the system even more dangerous for you? While lawmakers grill Hegseth over alleged personal scandals and a signal chat about missile defense, the Pentagon is quietly pushing the biggest budget in history, $1 trillion, with the same old audit failures and $10.8 billion in confirmed fraud just exposed by the Oversight Committee. It's DC theater on repeat. Distract with the man, ignore the machine. So this week, Congress dropped a new reform package, the SPEED Act. Sounds great. Faster weapons, digital twins, less red tape, but here's the catch. The Joint Requirements Council, the JRC, just got more power to greenlight emerging threats with even less oversight. Digital twin prototypes are now mandatory for all major weapons. The goal? To fix the $220 billion in untracked F-35 spare parts. A new rapid directorate promises to cut requirements from 800 days to 90, but Pentagon watchdogs say it could open new contractor loopholes, not close them. The same Pentagon that lost $7 trillion in ledger adjustments now wants more speed, while 63% of its assets are still missing or unverified. As Hegseth heads into a week of brutal hearings, lawmakers are asking the right questions, but at the wrong target. Why hasn't the Pentagon passed a single audit? Why are they cutting 60,000 jobs through hiring freezes, forced resignations, and early retirements, all while demanding more money and building new missile shields? The Inspector General says these cuts will actually make financial oversight worse. Translation: fewer watchdogs, more waste, more fraud. And the GAO just warned, again, that without a miracle, the Pentagon will miss its mandatory 2028 clean audit deadline. After a congressional grilling, the Pentagon announced real-time contractor tracking for every deal over $500 million, blockchain-based payments for fighter jet suppliers, triple the IG staff on procurement fraud. But these are the same watchdogs who just found $950 million in Raytheon bribery schemes and 8,000% overcharges from Boeing for trash cans. It's always new tech and more oversight, yet nothing changes except the press release. While DC obsesses over Hegseth and who's sending signal messages, the real battle is over a new $120 billion space-based missile shield, the Golden Dome. This boondoggle is threatening to suck money from munition stockpiles, even as Army artillery is 3 years behind and China outproduces us 15-1. Pentagon staff quietly admit they might have to cancel B-21 bombers or submarine upgrades to pay for it. Every dollar lost here is one not spent protecting your home, your family, or your community. And here's where it hits you. Every time the Pentagon burns through another trillion, the cash runs out in Washington. Who pays? You do, through property tax hikes, new fees, and service cuts at the state and city level. How does state and local taxes and fees relate to the Pentagon? Here's the dirty secret. Whenever federal money runs dry, it's always state and local governments that scramble for cash next. And what do they go for? Your property, your neighborhood, your investment. The feds might not raise your property tax directly, but they light the fire. The cost always gets passed down. And if you own property, you're left holding the bill, no matter which level of government writes it. Just look at the last recession. When federal funds disappeared, cities and counties everywhere hiked property taxes or slashed services. It's all one system. So if you want to protect your home, your investments, and your future, you have to understand how every national crisis in DC quietly becomes a property tax crisis, and how to get on the right side of it. This isn't a stretch. It happened in 2008. It happened in 2020. And it's happening again now. Every secretary, every reformer, every outside nominee, same story. The bureaucracy survives. The machine outlasts them all. The Pentagon failed 7 audits in a row, made $7 trillion in unsubstantiated adjustments, and still can't track over half its inventory. Every workforce acceleration plan means fewer financial cops and more contractor abuse. Every new digital system brings fresh vulnerabilities for cyber attacks and fraud. Congress calls for accountability, but the next crisis always drowns it out. And when the DC crisis becomes a local crisis, it's your tax bill that goes up, not theirs. This isn't just about defense either. It's about your neighborhood. Underfunded cities raise property taxes to plug the gap. Schools, roads, and first responders get slashed to cover lost federal funds. Small businesses pay more for basic permits and utilities, all because DC lost the plot. Meanwhile, the Pentagon claims progress because it passed 9 out of 28 sub-audits this year, but 15 failed, and the rest are still in limbo. As Representative Tim Burchett said just this week, they should be humiliated, but nobody is. The money keeps moving, and the public keeps paying. You can't stop the swamp, but you can stop it from draining you. Hedge with real assets, gold, cash flow real estate, recession-resistant businesses. Don't wait for the fix. It's always one more audit, one more reform, one more budget crisis. Protect your wealth from inflation, higher property taxes, and the silent squeeze of endless DC dysfunction. So next time you see headlines about Hegseth or the next big scandal, look deeper. It's not about one person in the crosshairs. It's about the only agency in America that can lose trillions and get a bigger budget the next year. Trillions! And every time DC melts down, the cost lands on your street, your business, your home. The Pentagon always survives. The taxpayer always pays. But you can play smarter. Hey, quick thing before you go. I'm running this weird experiment where I basically pay people to do real estate deals for them. And then I split the profits with them 50-50. And you can watch this right here to get all the details. And yeah, I know it's probably the most ridiculous offer that I've ever made, but it's working like crazy. And if you're thinking there's a catch, you would be right. I can only work with 2 to 3 people per city. So if you're curious, check out this video here to see if your market's still open. Or don't. It's not for everyone. Thanks for watching though. I'll see you next time. Take care.